Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Pre-Market Prep. FYI, looks like we're live on X, which is the future, my friends. As much as I love YouTube, and will always have a fondness in my heart for YouTube, definitely head over if you have an X account, which I don't know why you wouldn't. Head over there, give StocksToTrade a follow, StocksToTrade.com, all spelled out. Watch for the imposters. But thank you, Papa Elon, my boy, for bringing live streaming back to X. So Pre-Market Prep will be on X, and actually I'm going to be doing a lot more stuff as well on there. So give us a follow on X, StocksToTrade, all spelled out. You know, no numbers, none of that, and keep an eye out there. So that being said, my friends, wow, what a day on Friday. They don't get much better. FEMY, was... Those of you that remembered, I had a couple tech issues on Pre-Market Prep. It was, the stream was a little wonky. But if you recall, I was like, hey, guys, there's one stock out there. Like when you go back and you look at the recipe of what was there, on FEMY, they don't get much better. Literally every single box checked, absolute perfect setup. And again, I ended the webinar and I'm like, guys, there's just one stock. And at the, remember, I go live 8:30 Eastern every day. Then what I do is I recap and send that number one stock out to members in pre-market. Now I sent this one at 9:26 a.m. FEMY. We had an entry at 2:01. Remember, it didn't hit the entry till about 15, 20 minutes later. It's about 9:45, oddly enough, our favorite time of day. But it hit the signal. The goal was 250, which is based on the risk. At the end of the day, the stop loss, we always set our stop first. Very first thing we do once we select our number one play of the day is we set the stop. That's the first thing we do, okay? Then the stop determines the goal, okay? So we use 3-to-1 risk to reward to determine our goal. We use the Oracle levels. We use a lot of technical indicators, but the risk determines the goal. And if you notice, there was about 15 cents of risk, 45 cents of upside plus. Now, FEMY went to 360. You had a midday move, and a lot of people gapped it. A lot of people gapped it in the afternoon and was pretty solid there. Obviously, it had the 4 a.m. squeeze. So that being said, when I talk about it, pre-market prep isn't about yesterday. It's about today, okay? Hit me with questions. We'll go over everything. But for me, right now, we got the 4 a.m. squeeze on FEMY. It's currently consolidating right around VWAP, right? I haven't looked. Yeah, it's basing right at VWAP. We know shorts are stuck because of the 4 a.m. squeeze. The one bummer with FEMY is borrows are somewhat expensive, okay? They are somewhat expensive. So, but for right now, I think everybody's stuck from last week. I don't know if we're going to get any new shorts today, but just FYI, borrows are getting pretty expensive, which they should be. Like, listen, the brokers charge more because, they're trying to keep, they don't really care if you blow up, but they're trying to control their risk as well. So a lot of you ask, so anyway, my number one ICCM or FEMY, is this the only stock out there? No, by no means no. ICCM. Woo! What do we got here? 8 a.m. press release, 20 million float. Geez. Man. Terrible chart. A big breakout over 125. It's traded half. Let me double check. I do want to double check the float real quick. I just want to be sure. It's 20 million float, traded 10 million shares. Dip and rip. Yeah. So currently pulling back. Let's let this consolidate and then re-break the high, risk VWAP. Pretty standard dip and rip type plan. I'm watching like 3 different chats. So again, a lot of you guys asking about ICCM. 100% a dip and rip. I'm not seeing any other tickers. I mean, listen, if you're focused on FEMY and ICCM, I'm no hater, okay? AWIN. Yeah, so AWIN was the number one from the weekend watch. Very, very dubious. Very, 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 very dubious. But listen, they're playing the game. They put out a Friday afternoon press release a couple weeks ago. They failed. They did another one. They're running this. I mean, they're playing the game, as we say. And true penny stocks have been hot. So this is a number, and I love the fact that it's still above Friday's highs, which is pretty wild. Okay, remember, this is that scammy hover bike play, all right? But man, look at this chart. This is exactly what you want to see. So standard way, two different ways to approach. The aggressive approach would be that dip and rip, that break of the pre-market high with risk on VWAP. The more conservative approach would be to wait for the Oracle signal. So it's the most liquid stock on Oracle, 42 million shares, currently major resistance at 29 cents. Remember, you will get the signal a few minutes after the market opens. So aggressive, dip and rip. Conservative, Oracle signal. Even more conservative, even safer, afternoon VWAP hold. So when you got these stocks that are in play and trading this kind of volume, so many different ways to approach them. So, I mean, basically every pattern applies to AWIN. So AWIN, DNR, Oracle, and afternoon VWAP hold. Hell, if it survives, guess what? Survives, it's award tomorrow. I mean, when you got this, when they're playing the game, as we say, basically every pattern applies. So if this thing, like let's say you don't want to trade this scammy hover bike play day one, and you just want to be even more conservative. If this closes at or around the high of the day, it's the number one week open ready green tomorrow. So bunch of you in and out of ICCM already. Well done. I like the quick nail and bails. ICU. Man, you get a break of that 42 level. I'd say more like 43 cents. Man, beautiful. And listen, we've seen this. We've seen this many, many times. Shorts are now piling into these true penny stocks, okay? They don't blow up enough on the $2, $3, $4, $5 stocks. Now they're trading the true pennies. So love this over 43. East. Big spike and fail. Ooh, micro float. Hold on. Let me double check. I always like to double check. Yeah, puny float on this guy. What is this? East Eye Distilling. What is this? Booze. Well, here's the problem. Here's the problem, guys. Remember, all short sellers are raging alcoholics. Like raging. Absolute raging alcoholics. So you're probably not going to get any of them to short this. I mean, it's low flow, but they can't go against their ways, So, not my favorite. Low float, but raging alcoholic short sellers can't go against their love. So, I mean, afternoon VWAP hold if it survives, I guess. NVOS. Yeah, I mean, remember, and speaking of raging alcoholic short sellers, they're all stuck in this thing. Basically, what they need Hindenburg to keep bashing this thing. What's a good level on this guy? It's probably got to get up above. I think you got to wait for the high 30s. Otherwise, let it die. Otherwise, Hindenburg wins. Congrats to him if this dies, like all penny stocks do, you know. NVTA. High float, not great volume. NYSE stock. Not my, listen, it's in play. It's just not really our recipe. So, I mean, I don't hate NVTA. It's just, it's not really a former runner. It's not low float. It's an NYSE stock, you know, so. LFMD. No volume. LIFW, yeah, not dead. Been pretty amazing. I mean, LIFW, you know, I know I talk about this and some people get like sick of it. Like LIFW, absolute piece of trash penny stock. What is this, the fourth week? I think it's the fourth week that LIFW is hanging around. That never, and I know somebody gets sick of this, that never happened pre-2016. Never, ever, ever happened. So, whoops, where'd I go? There it is. What was I talking about? Which one? Did I forget? I don't know. SLNO, week open red to green from the weekend watch list. Already went over A-Win. A lot of you guys asking about A-Win. Get here on time. RVLP. Just sideways. Higher float. Decent volume. Yeah, another, I don't know. Just kind of whatever to me. So. Okay, let's get my number one. I don't think it's going to change. I mean, FEMY, you know. Now, as always, what I try and do, the goal of pre-market prep, you know, remember the goal. The goal is to give you kind of a peek into the process, okay? That's why I notice, like, I don't bash any stocks. You know, I don't tell anybody they're stupid. Well, unless they ask about MULN or EBET, okay? But you know, I'm not like, oh, you're an idiot, you know, or you know, I just explain why, you know, I believe this is a good setup or this isn't a good setup, and because the goal is to kind of try and teach you the process in 15 minutes together, okay? So at the end of the day, after going through the process, after what FEMY did Friday was by far the best stock. Spiked 3 times, morning, midday, afternoon. A lot of people gapped it and did well. You got the 4 a.m. squeeze. It's trading good volume. It's like, are there no other stocks? Hey, listen, there's hundreds of tradable stocks every single day. But from a small trader, new trader, small account approach, I don't think there's anything better than FEMY. So as of right now, if they drop an offering or some news comes out, something changes, different story, okay? Somebody wants to see the shirt. I can end with the shirt. Oh, yeah, so there. I will end with a lot of you guys asking to see the shirt. So, all right, guys, plenty out there. FEMY, again, I'm going to be starting to do a lot of stuff on X. Give us a follow on X. And we will see you next time. Have a great day, my friends. And again, I want to be clear. I'm not saying FEMY is the only stock out there, but lots of like. So